Stole my heart, stole Mom's lasagna. Then I uncovered his double life, a buried safe, and a mafia vendetta. Now we're sprinting tunnels, clutching secrets. I caught my boyfriend sneaking through my mom's kitchen at midnight, one hand on her secret lasagna, the other on a loaded Glock. And that was the least shocking part of what I heard next. Oil, onions, and every illusion I had about Tyler splattered across our apartment walls. I stood frozen, spatula in midair, while my boyfriend calmly silenced his phone, slid on his coat, and said the sentence that lit the fuse on everything that followed. Don't wait up. Mom's making pot roast. My name's Kayla Morgan, 26, elementary school art teacher, amateur foodie, proud owner of a spice rack that cost more than my couch. Tyler Hudson, 27, laid-back software tester, college sweetheart, and notorious avoider of vegetables, moved into my Charlotte apartment 3 months ago. We painted the bedroom sea glass blue. We split the Wi-Fi bill. We promised we'd take turns cooking, because sharing meals makes a home feel ours, right? Except Tyler's turn never came. The first week, he praised my mango-glazed salmon, posted it on Instagram, slapped a heart-eye sticker, and swore he'd replicate it Monday. Monday arrived. He claimed his mom, Carol, already had a roast in the slow cooker, and it'd be rude not to swing by. I shrugged. Family loyalty, sweet. Week 2, same story. Week 3, worse. I plated herb-crusted chicken. He sniffed, glanced at his phone, and bolted for Carol's without tasting a bite. I just miss her mac and cheese, he mumbled on the way out. My friends laughed it off. So he's a mama's boy, pick your battles. My older sister just rolled her eyes. At least he's not out clubbing. But food is my love language. Every garlic clove I mint says, I choose you. Every simmering sauce hums, we're building something here. Tyler kept turning the volume down on my language and cranking up his mom's. By the 4th week, he was eating at Carol's every single night. He'd stroll around 10, smell my cold leftovers, and mutter half-heartedly, save me some for lunch tomorrow? Then he'd fall asleep smiling, belly full of a meal I hadn't made. 6 p.m., the night everything shifted. I'd prepped my grandmother's cast-iron skillet for a Cajun shrimp jambalaya, Tyler's favorite, or so he once claimed. I set the table with the fancy Target placemat still tagged from our registry mood board. Candle lit. Spotify's date night playlist is crooning. Tyler texted, running late, be there soon. A rumble outside, his truck engine. Relief warmed me. The front door opened. He stepped inside, scrolling his phone. He sniffed the air, eyes darting to the bubbling skillet. Phone buzzed. Caller ID lit up. Mom? He answered. Yeah, Ma. Smells awesome. Save me a plate. I didn't hear her response, but his grin said it all. My frustration jerked the skillet handle. Oil popped. Onions hissed. A mini fireball whooshed upward, died out, and left scorched rice clinging to the sides like bitter confetti. Tyler pocketed his phone, eyes already on the door. "Kay, don't stress. I'll take leftovers tomorrow. Promise." Then he was gone again, chasing gravy boats at his mother's table. I stared at the charred jambalaya, trembling not from the near flare-up, but from the realization that I'd cooked myself into invisibility. It isn't just about burnt onions. It's about the war brewing between 2 kitchens and one man's appetite for comfort over commitment. I could laugh it off. I could stoically pack more lunches. Instead, I grabbed my phone, opened a blank note titled Operation Take Back Dinner, and wrote the first rule: no more silent servings. What happened next involves a hidden recipe box, a mysterious Venmo alert from Carol at 3 a.m., and a family secret simmering hotter than any Cajun spice I've ever used. Have you ever tasted the moment you realized love might be seasoning someone else's plate? 7:12 a.m. I woke up to the smell of maple sausage, which I hadn't made. Tyler was slamming pots and pans like a newbie on a cooking network, whistling Sweet Home Alabama. My pulse quickened. Maybe my message had gotten through? He slid a paper plate over to my side of the table. 2 links, 1 lone Eggo. Thought I'd make us breakfast to make up for last night. I forced a smile. That's a good start. He kissed me on the forehead, grabbed his lunch bag stuffed with my toasted jambalaya, and left for work. I opened the dishwasher empty. He had cooked in Carol's cookware, which she keeps in her truck. Even his apology tasted of her cooking. The 4th graders color koi fish while my mind wanders elsewhere. During a snack break, I checked our joint checking account, out of habit, not distrust. A new deposit for $75, marked dinner, was under Tyler's Venmo column. The sender? Carol Hudson. I zoomed in so far that the app was pixelated. Tyler was taking money from his mom for what? Gas? Groceries? For loyalty? Draft message never sent. Tyler, why does your mom pay you to eat her food? I deleted it. Better evidence first. I told Tyler I would be staying late to prepare folders for a parent-teacher conference. Instead, I parked 2 houses away from his childhood home, turned off the engine, and my adrenaline kicked in. Carol's colonial house looked like a Pinterest board, garlands on the porch, a seasonal wreath, wind chimes that sang like polite gossip. I saw them through the bay window. Tyler at the head of the table, his napkin tucked in like a toddler's. Carol serving up a football-sized beef Wellington. Mr. Hudson raising his wine glass. I quickly snapped a photo proof and whispered to no one. Bon appetit, traitor. As I turned around, I noticed something strange, another set of plates, with a pink sticker that read Kayla. Is Carol waiting for me? Tyler snuck in, smelling of garlic and Pinot. I pretended to be asleep. His phone buzzed. The screen lit up the room. Carol Hudson. Kayla's leftovers are in the fridge. Don't forget her iron levels. Tyler, got it. She'll never know. He tiptoed into the kitchen, shoved the foil-wrapped package behind my almond milk carton, and climbed into bed. So my mom isn't just feeding him, she's feeding me by proxy, as if I were a malnourished homeless person. After Tyler left, I opened Carol's package. Roasted beets, quinoa salad, spinach, and cheddar muffins, food that Tyler wouldn't touch. A note on a floral piece of stationery read, Kayla, I know school is exhausting for you. Let me help you stay healthy. Love, K. Healthy or helpless? I took a picture of the note next to the receipt from Venmo and filed it under trespassing. That night, I made Thai basil chicken again, Tyler's second favorite meal, and then staged my disappearance. I left a note. Late meeting, fridge is full. I spent the night in Jesse's loft, turning off my phone. 10:30 p.m., a frantic voicemail from Tyler. Where are you? Mom left you a pie. Call me. So, when I miss dinner, it's an emergency. Noted. 1600 hours, I texted Tyler. Tonight is a home-cooked dinner. Just us. Non-negotiable. He replied with a thumbs up and a Gordon Ramsay gif of himself saying, Yes, chef. I marinated the flank steak in ancho chili, toasted the corn salsa, and put everything on our rarely used plates that looked like wedding registry plates. Candles again. Spotify again. My last olive branch. 1855, Tyler walks in, followed by Carol, carrying a Dutch oven. Surprise, he chirped. I thought we'd combine traditions. Carol beamed at my table setting. I hope you don't mind, dear. Tyler says you're getting tired. I almost dropped my serving spoon. I do mind a lot. The silence cracked like thin ice. Tyler's smile evaporated. Carol put the Dutch oven on, and my tablecloth sizzled under the heat. I inhaled the fumes of anchovies, exhaled months of swallowed words. Take the lid off the pot, Carol, I said in a steady voice, and we'll have a conversation you won't be able to interrupt. Her hand froze on the handle. Tyler's eyes darted between us. My heart was pounding like a mixer on high, but for the first time, I tasted power. I hadn't planned what would happen next, but I knew it would either burn our relationship to the ground or finally boil it down. Tell me, YouTuber, have you ever felt someone dumping help on your plate until you couldn't taste your own life? What would you do next? Carol's manicured fingers rested on the Dutch oven knob. My knuckles whitened around the steak knife. Tyler cleared his throat like an amateur referee about to oversee a cage fight. Kayla, babe, Mom's brisket is famous. Ty, I cut in, voice low. I cooked. Sit. He obeyed. Good sign. Carol did not. She eased the lid off with theatrical care. Steam spiraled, carrying the smell of rosemary and smugness. Beneath, 12 stuffed peppers floated in tomato broth, wearing little cheddar smiley faces. A literal reminder I should cheer up. I set my knife down. Carol, why does your Venmo caption read dinner if you're the one paying Tyler? Her smile slipped. Tyler froze mid-reach for a pepper. What are you talking about? She asked too lightly. I pulled my phone, opened the screenshot, and turned it toward them. 3 nights this week. $75 each. That's not gas money. Carol's gaze darted to Tyler, silent SOS. He rubbed his temples. Mom, she wasn't supposed to see that. No, Tyler. I was. Explain. He inhaled, shoulders collapsing. Mom hates feeling like a freeloader, so she insisted on paying me for grocery runs, and I dunno time. Time, I echoed. An embarrassed shrug. The dinners. She says companionship is priceless. But Venmo requires a number. Carol chimed in. I didn't raise my boys to take without giving. Besides, Kayla, you work so hard. I thought easing dinner duty would help your relationship. I gestured to my untouched flank steak. So your help means replacing me at my table? Silence. Even the candles flickered nervously. Mom, just tell her, Tyler muttered. Carol sighed, produced a folded lab report from her purse like a magician's final trick. Kayla, your last physical, iron borderline low. Tyler mentioned you skip lunch a lot. My peppers are high in heme iron. I scanned the paper of my private results. My pulse hammered. How did you get this? Tyler was worried. I know a nurse at Dr. Fielder's office. She said it as if that made it ethical. Tyler tried to bridge the chasm. I thought if Mom cooked iron-rich meals, you'd feel better without the pills. By lying to me? My voice cracked. By turning dinner into a covert supplement plan? I stood, steak knife in hand, not threatening, but dramatic enough that Tyler's eyes widened. I tapped the blade's flat side against my plate for punctuation. Here's what you both keep missing. I don't need a nutritionist and pearls, or a boyfriend who treats me like a fragile student. I need respect, which tastes nothing like cheddar smiley faces. Knife down. Deep breath. So here's the new menu. No more secret Venmos. No more stolen medical records. Tyler eats where he sleeps, or he sleeps where he eats. Before either could respond, Carol's iPhone buzzed across the table, lighting with a push notification from the Nextdoor app. Kayla and Tyler's home. Free porch pickup tonight. Homemade meals, no charge. My stomach dropped faster than a bad souffle. Carol lunged for the phone. Too late. I tapped the screen. Her post featured a picture of my Thai basil chicken. Tonight's dish captioned, too spicy for my sensitive future daughter-in-law. Come take it. Tyler groaned. Mom, you posted that? I didn't want good food wasted. I swallowed a scream. They'd taken my cooking, paraded it online as mid-season charity. Humiliation tasted worse than burnt jambalaya. I opened the door, cool night air rushing in. Carol, take your peppers and go. She gathered the Dutch oven, cheeks blotchy. Kayla, I only ever wanted to help. Help starts with asking permission. I held her gaze until she retreated down the porch. The Honda engine faded into darkness. Tyler remained seated, eyes glassy. I messed up. Yes. Question is, are you hungry enough to fix it? He looked at the flank steak, still warm, still ours. He picked up a fork, sliced a piece, and chewed. Tears welled. It's perfect. For the first time in weeks, we ate together, just two adults tasting truth. But even as flavors settled, uncertainty lingered like after spice. Because secrets, like onions, have layers, and I hadn't peeled the biggest one yet, why Tyler needed those $75 deposits. His eyes kept flicking to his phone, to unread messages labeled tip jar. What was he paying back, and to whom? Thursday, 7:58 p.m. The plan looked foolproof on paper. I pretend to pull a double at the cafe. Tyler would assume I was buried in lattes, and Mom, creature of habit, would serve her 8 o'clock thank you spread. Meanwhile, Dylan, my younger brother, turned covert partner, would plant a wireless mic under the dining room sideboard so I could finally hear those secret conversations in real time. Except nothing about that night went as planned. I was still in my Honda, 2 blocks away, earbuds linked to Dylan's phone, when Mom's doorbell came chime through the feed. Tyler's voice drifted out first, too loud, too bright. Tyler, Mrs. Walsh, we have a problem. Emily's catching on faster than we thought. Mom, hushed, then we accelerate phase 2. Did you bring? Static swallowed the rest. My pulse spiked. Phase 2? I slammed the gear into drive and jerked toward the house. Halfway up the block, every streetlight flickered, then blacked out, all except the porch lamp over Mom's door. It glowed a weird emergency red, like some covert signal. Dylan's whisper crackled in my ear. The mix dead. The whole board just fried. 8:05 p.m. I killed my headlights, crept around back, and slid through the kitchen entrance we always left unlocked for deliveries. The smell slapped me first, not Mom's lasagna, but something spicy smoky I'd never sniffed in her oven. Tyler stood at the stove searing. Steaks? He hated red meat. And Mom? She was kneeling by the pantry with a crowbar. The floorboards had already been pulled up, exposing a square of cement I'd never known existed. Neither of them heard me over the sizzle until the crowbar clanged. Mom spun, hair wild, eyes wider. Emily. Tyler lunged across the room, skillet still in hand, oil popping. Babe, I can explain. Skip it. I pointed to the gaping hole. What's buried in my childhood kitchen? Mom's shoulders sagged like the lie weighed 40 pounds. Your grandmother's safe. The one with your father's papers and something else. Before I could process, a faint beep 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 echoed from beneath the concrete, like a digital timer. Dylan burst through the mudroom door, face ghost white. My phone says there's a signal jammer inside the house. Your location spoofed citywide. Whoever set that timer doesn't want you calling for help. Tyler dropped the skillet, grabbed my arm. Out. Now. But I yanked free. Not until somebody tells me what Phase 2 is. Mom pressed her palms together, trembling. Phase 2 was supposed to keep you safe if Victor's people tracked the key. Victor, the crime family heir. The name I'd hoped never to hear again. A car engine roared outside. Tires crunched gravel. Dylan peeked through the blinds. Black SUV. Same plates that tailed me yesterday. The timer beneath the floor clicked faster. Beep, beep, beep. 30 seconds? 20? My ears rang. Tyler tore the crowbar from Mom's hands, wedged it into the cement seam, and heaved. The slab lifted, revealing a weather-sealed lockbox the size of a carry-on and a blinking red light on its lid. Grab it, Mom cried. It can't fall into the wrong hands. Or explode in ours, Dylan muttered. We didn't get to vote. The kitchen window shattered, dark-gloved fists, shards everywhere. Red porch light bathed the intruder's silhouette like a demon photograph. Tyler shoved the box into my arms, pulled us toward the basement. Escape tunnel. Your dad built one after he vanished. Tyler, what are you talking about? I yelled over the breaking glass. He keyed a hidden latch behind the water heater. A narrow staircase yawned downward, dust swirling. The last thing I saw before the door slammed was Mom hurling the cast-iron skillet at the masked figure's head. We tumbled into pitch blackness. Above us, wood splintered, sirens wailed, and the timer's beeps cut abruptly to silence. Then, in the dark, Tyler's voice steady, terrifyingly calm. Emily, that box isn't just files. It's leverage. And whoever wants it will do anything to pry it from us. My reply caught in my throat when a second set of footsteps echoed inside the tunnel, between us and freedom. What would you do if the only exit leads straight toward the danger, and the danger might be your own family? We bolted down the narrow stairs, every breath scraping my throat. Behind us, the basement door slammed. Dylan's shoulder hit it hard enough to rattle the frame, buying a heartbeat of silence. The tunnel smelled of earth and rusted copper. Dad must have carved it decades ago. Wooden beams bowed overhead, sweating decades-old moisture. Tyler's phone light jittered across dirt walls, catching railroad spike nails and the occasional spider scuttling for cover. Thud, thud, thud. The other footsteps matched ours, deliberate, not hurried. Whoever it was knew the tunnel better than we did. 30 yards in, the passage forked, left sloped upward, right plunged deeper underground. Tyler chose the left. Dylan yanked my elbow. Lower route dead ends, he hissed. Trust me. We sprinted. The passage narrowed until our shoulders scraped stone. Dylan led, Tyler guarded the rear, and I hugged that steel lockbox like an infant. Its hinge light blinked red-green-red, syncing with my pulse. 5 minutes, or a lifetime, later, the tunnel spat us into a dank concrete chamber lit by a single camping lantern. And there, leaning on a cane, stood Dad. Emily, he breathed, relief and panic wrestling in his eyes. He'd shaved since our last meet. The scar on his chin looked freshly pink under the glow. A duffel bag and 2 jerrycans of fuel sat by his feet. You knew we'd end up here, I accused. He nodded once. Victor's men bugged the house days ago. We had to stage tonight, draw them in, then cut the fuse. Stage, I couldn't process. Mom's upstairs fighting a burglar for real. Your mother's tougher than the skillet, Dad said. And Kevin's with her. Tyler exhaled, a sound almost like a laugh. Your mom's fine. She was the distraction. Dylan glared. Then who's tailing us? Before anyone answered, the echoing footsteps halted at the tunnel mouth. A calm baritone drifted in. David Walsh, old friend. Hand over the box, and maybe I'll let the kids walk. Victor Carvalho. I recognized his voice from the recorded threats Kevin had made me memorize. Dad's jaw set. He found the secondary route. Victor chuckled. And I've watched long enough to know the real traitor in your midst. I felt Tyler tense beside me. Ignore him, he muttered. Victor's shadow stretched across the chamber floor. Tell her, Tyler. Tell Emily why you courted her in the first place. My stomach dropped to ice. What is he talking about? Tyler raised both hands and surrendered toward me, not Victor. I swear to you, it started as an assignment. But it changed, Em. I fell for real. Assignment. The word ricocheted around the damp room. Dad grasped my shoulder. He was planted by the marshals with my blessing. We needed someone close to you, someone Victor wouldn't suspect. Victor laughed. Blessing? Try desperation. David sold your boyfriend my location 2 months ago, hoping to fake a trade, his freedom for yours. Lies. Dad roared. But his eyes slid away from mine for a fraction of a second long enough. A pistol's safety clicked off behind us. Dylan, my kid brother, shaking, but aiming square at Tyler's chest. Who's double-crossing who, huh? He spat. Because I'm done playing decoy. The chamber felt suddenly too small for the secrets it held. My mind spun. Dad's bargain, Tyler's hidden mission, Victor's looming threat. The box in my arms chirped twice. Green, green. Then the latch popped on its own. Inside lay not just files, but 3 passports, $200,000 in sequential hundreds, and a burner phone displaying a single text, run now. Thunder cracked overhead, not thunder. An explosion. The whole tunnel shuddered. Dust rained from the rafters. Mom's house, blown as cover? My lungs seized. Victor's voice edged closer. Tick-tock, traitors. Choose your family. Dad grabbed the duffel, shoved the car keys into my palm. Emergency truck, 50 yards north exit. Take Dylan, go. Tyler stepped forward. I'm coming. Dad blocked him. You stay? Buy them 5 minutes. Like hell. Tyler snarled, shoving past. And that was when Dylan's trembling finger jerked on the trigger. The report deafened in the concrete vault. Tyler's shoulder blossomed red, and he dropped to his knees, stunned. Dad roared. I screamed. Victor's footsteps broke into a run. Dylan's eyes flooded. He you can't trust. I dragged my brother toward the rear escape ladder while Dad knelt beside Tyler, blood pooling fast. 2 choices clawed at me. Climb toward daylight with Dylan and the box, or stay and stop Victor, save the man I might still love. The ladder rungs vibrated with approaching doom. I looked back. Tyler gazed up, pain-glazed but pleading. One breath, one choice, and I still don't know which one seals our fate. I chose both. I shoved the lockbox into Dylan's arms, screamed, Truck! Now! And sprinted back. Victor burst in as Dylan's footsteps faded up the ladder. Gun raised. Smile cruel. I slid across the floor, yanking the lantern and flinging it. Glass shattered. Kerosene splashed. Flames roared up between Victor and Dad. Smoke filled the chamber in seconds. Victor fired blind. Missed. Tyler, bleeding, kicked Victor's knee out as Dad tackled the gun away. A single shot echoed. Victor fell, stunned. Not dead, just done. Sirens wailed above. The marshals Kevin called when the house detonated their dummy charge. Concrete shook as they breached the surface door. Dad dragged Victor toward the lights. Justice reclaimed its witness. I knelt beside Tyler. Assignment or not, tell me right now. I picked you, he rasped, tears mixing with soot. Job ended the day I loved you. Outside, dawn cracked pink over pines. Dylan waved from the idling pickup, lockbox safe on the seat. Mom sprinted toward us, hair singed but smiling. Mission complete. Ambulance doors closed on Tyler. He squeezed my fingers. Lasagna lessons, round 18, he joked through the pain. I laughed, couldn't stop. Later, Dad hugged me goodbye, headed to his quiet life an hour away. No more tunnels, he promised. Only Sunday dinners. I watched the convoy roll out, smoke curling into a clean SK. YSKYD realized the secret that almost broke us had welded us instead. So, would you forgive a love that started as an assignment if it ended with someone taking a bullet for you?